hate a moral coward, one who lacks the manly spark. I just detest a man afraid to go home in the dark. I always spend my evenings where there's woman, wine, and song. But like a man, I always bring my little wife along. I'm a member of the midnight crew. I'm a night owl and a wise bird too. Home with the milk in the morning, singing the same old song. Rises the moon, go to bed with the sun. Early to bed and you'll miss all the fun. Bring your wife in trouble, it will never trouble you. Make her a member of the midnight crew. The fun it doesn't stop till 12 on happy old Broadway. So what's the use of going home until the break of day? Now something confidential, whisper not above the breath. I once went home at 2 a.m. and scared my wife to death. I'm a member of the midnight crew. I'm a night owl and a wise bird too. Home with the milk in the morning, singing the same old song. Rise with the moon, go to bed with the sun. Early to bed and you'll miss all the fun. Bring your wife in trouble, it will never trouble you. Make her a member of the midnight crew. I never shall forget the night I made 6 hours run. Although I didn't have a knife, a blackjack, or a gun, I proved myself a hero of a very high degree. I ran for home and 6 of them were running after me. I'm a member of the midnight crew. I'm a night owl and a wise bird too. Home with the milk in the morning, singing the same old song. Rise with the moon, go to bed with the sun. Early to bed and you'll miss all the fun. Bring your wife in trouble, it will never trouble you. Make her a member of the midnight crew.
Greetings, gentle viewers and listeners, and welcome to tonight's Nite Owl stream. I am Coyote de la Mancha.
And I am Izzy the Fool. Welcome, welcome.
Tonight's not-for-profit is the Trevor Foundation. No, Trevor Project.
Yep.
Trevor Project.
Projects.
It's not a foundation, it's a project. But whatever it is, it offers a shelter from the monsoons of life for LGBTQIA plus folk, especially younger people who may not be in a safe place. So if you or somebody that you know could make use of their services, links are in the description. If you're in a position that you can actually donate some money to them, links for that are also in the description, and even the tiniest amount can seriously help. Also bear in mind, like most such not-for-profits, you have the option, if you wish, to donate in the name of your favorite bigot.
Which I'm not sure if that appeals to anyone. I personally would not do that.
But, you know, for some folks, there is a distinct satisfaction in being at that uncomfortable Thanksgiving dinner. And like, well, I'm surprised you feel that way, Nana, because you donated $50 to the Trevor Project. So, with real-life stuff safely out of the way, on with the game.
More Yu-Gi-Oh! God, I love this game.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Get a little closer to the mic here so my voice sounds better.
Alright. I want load, right?
Yep.
Yes. Loading. Caution! Load is complete. So, campaign.
Yep.
And...
So where we last left off, Pegasus kicked your butt, but we're going to try that again.
Yes.
Now, he might just trounce you again. In fact, there's decent odds, but you might get lucky.
I could. I mean, it is a card game.
Yes. There's a tremendous amount of luck involved. That said, if you have too many losses against him consistently, then it makes the most sense to go to free duel and farm against some other duelists to get some better cards.
Yeah,
so we'll be standing by to do that.
Speaking of better cards, let's see. Select.
That shows you your most recent acquisitions. There's nothing here that you should be adding. We've your deck is up to date. If you want to look at it, press right on the D-pad to switch from chest to deck.
Zoosh. Yay, I have Mushroom Man. Does everything that a
Now,
mushroom can.
last episode, I had the very pure intentions
The purest of intentions.
of doing some farming for cards myself, and then just letting you pick from the new cards that I got you off stream.
It was a good plan.
Completely forgot about that. So if the time comes that you do need to farm cards, I'll farm cards on stream, which is fine.
Okay,
I'm good at doing it fast.
Yeah,
so.
that's fine. It's all fine. We're fine here. Okay, how do I get back to... There we go.
As usual, I will do my duties as your backup duelist and look up stuff like fusion results while you're dueling.
Yays. And as usual, I will fumble about and try to remember stuff.
Quarter final match: Yugi versus Pegasus. Hold on to do my voice acting.
And every time I'm like, okay, I'm going to do Yugi's voice, and for some reason, instead, I fumble between Morty and Shaggy, and I don't know why that is.
I don't know. Your Yugi voice last time was really good.
Yeah, but I have to kind of catch it.
Yeah.
So I'm not like, zoinks! I guess I'd better play the magician card.
Like, Scooby's about to attack! Anyway. Well, Yugi boy, you've come a long way, but now it's time to lose.
Oh no, not again!
I should make a save state real quick, just in case it crashes.
Just in case. I mean, I love SR2, but what's the proper term when you transplant something to new hardware? When you take a video game. Okay, when
Make a digital backup of a hard.
No. Okay, when a programmer and a video game love each other very much, and the time is right,
Fuck.
then they will take something that's like on a particular console, and they'll create a playable copy of it that can be put onto, say, a tower or something, like on a laptop.
Port. You're talking about a port.
The port! The very word!
Oh,
Thank you!
Laughing Gremlin put it in the chat, but this is not a port.
This is not a port.
No, this is an emulator.
Okay,
It's a program that is simulating the environment of a PlayStation for the purposes of playing a PlayStation game.
Okay.
And just in
Kinda
case
like
anyone interested in this sort of detail is listening, I ripped the copy of this game off the disc myself, just in case you're wondering.
Okay, I have stuff.
Okay, you've got a good, strong opening combo.
This is good. I'm liking this. Okay.
Alright, so my... I'll let you look at the options, but I do have a recommendation.
I've got the Yamatano Dragon Scroll. I have Flame Manipulator. I have Pot the Trick. I have the Candle of Fate. And I have Dissolve Rock.
Yeah.
Now, it's been a few weeks since I've even looked at this game.
Yes.
So I'm sitting here going like, okay, so I think that the Dragon Scroll and Pot the Trick does something. I think Flame Manipulator may be involved. I'm not sure. Or maybe it would be better to use Dissolve Rock because he's more powerful than Pot the Trick.
Okay, so my recommendation.
Your recommendation
would be Dissolve Rock with the Yamatano Dragon Scroll.
Okay.
This will grant you Stone D, who has 2,000 attack points and 2,300 defense points.
Okay.
Now, you can also do this with Pot the Trick, but I recommend doing it with Dissolve Rock, not because of the difference in attack, that makes no difference in this case, but because Pot the Trick can be used to make an even more powerful fusion if you find the other half later. Because you can make the genie if you find your land.
Oh, yes. Laughing Gremlin says, emulators are like a greenhouse, simulating a native environment. Ports are like hybridizing a plant so that it can now grow naturally in a different environment. Yeah, that's a great way of looking at it.
That's a really great analogy.
Yeah. Okay, now, so, let's see, Candle of Fate, that's a fiend. Flame Manipulator is a magician. I'm not looking at wanting to just get rid of anything here currently.
Probably not, because you can use Flame Manipulator also as a pyro type for certain fusions.
Yeah. So once I make Dragon Hunter D, or whatever these two are going to make...
Stone D.
Stone D, which I don't need the mental image, but I'm going to soldier on. Are any of these addable to Stone D to make Stone D even more formidable? No.
The only thing you can really add to Stone D is if you get one of your, like, 2 electrics that you have in your deck, you can make Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon, which is not just the strongest combo that you currently have access to, but is the meta combo for the entire game.
Come on, Lightning! I need you now!
Yeah.
Okay, so which button do I push to make this happen?
X. X confirms.
Alright. Found the cross.
I did mean cross button, sorry.
That's okay. I'm not going to get overly pedantic about that.
Case of Xbox and Nintendo, they use the letter X, but PlayStation uses the shape cross. D yells to stop throwing rocks at him, while a different D blazes it.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm not sure which Guardian Star would be best. I would say just pick one.
Well, let's see now.
Without knowledge of his deck, the chart can't even tell us all that much.
Well, okay. I'm looking anyway, because Uranus is weak to Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
Mars is weak to Neptune. I could see him having either.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna guess that probably he's gonna have more Neptune.
Okay.
So...
this.
Yeah, and my choosing Uranus has nothing to do with my love of the abridged series. It's just a gleeful coincidence. Okay, now
Start.
Yeah,
Thou shalt not attack on his turn.
Oh, that's right. Now, he has 2,000 attack points, but 2,300 defense points.
Yes, but I would still recommend keeping him in attack, because if you play a monster in defense, you basically invite the computer to bring everything they possibly have down on you.
And...
stomp you.
Presses X down. Yes. Okay, so to signal my turn, is that start?
Start ends turn.
Start ends turn. And so I end my turn.
Okay, what's he got? Oh no. Well, that's his ace card.
Okay, so he just
box.
drew his ace card just right out of the... Okay, that's fine.
Yep.
Oh, I have another pot of trick. Yay. I have a petite angel. And I think that's my lot. So, yeah, yeah, this curb sure tastes good, eh? Right out of the gate. Holy crap.
Okay, so you've got Tit Angel.
I think it's supposed to be petite.
Yeah, well, they didn't have the other E at the end, so...
True. So with the petite angel and 2 pot the tricks...
There's nothing you confuse here.
Okay, well, gee, if I put something out there in defensive formation, he might just attack me. Goodness knows we wouldn't want that.
He will do that regardless.
Yeah, so I'm looking at this, I'm like,
It's time to make, like, a pizza and hand toss.
yeah, so I'm thinking I'm gonna get rid of... I'm not sure what Petite Angel can combine with.
Not a lot.
So I'm thinking Petite Angel, one of the Pot the Tricks, and Candle of Fate.
Good call.
And yeah, Candle of Fate is going to be going down in defense formation because I'm just trying to minimize damage at this point.
Technically, they make Dissolve, but it wasn't really worth mentioning.
Yeah, okay. And I choose Venus as my star for this card. And not for the reason you might think. Alright, so to put this in, there we go.
Yep.
Alright.
Start.
And start to end my turn. Alright, alright, what do we got?
Out of the... It's Lucius Faceless Man.
Yeah, he literally does not have a card that is weaker than my strongest combination, it looks like.
You do have stronger combinations than what played last.
That's nice.
Not a whole lot.
Yeah, I am not batting 1,000 here with my combinations. I mean, don't get me wrong, Ancient Jar is cool and everything. No, go back. That's not... Okay, circle is undo, right?
Control. Yeah.
Yeah, I was wanting to examine.
Just checking what you're capable of making.
Fragile jar from the past containing a mysterious creature. That's nice, Ancient Jar, but I don't need anything fragile right now. Ooh, the Wandering Doomed. One empathizes.
Yeah, sorry to say, there's really nothing you've got. I mean, you could make Stone Ghost that has 1,200 attack, or Magical Ghost that has 1,300 attack. I mean, you can destroy Wandering Faceless Mage, or whatever it is, Illusionist Faceless Mage, because they're an attack and they only have 1,200 attack.
Yeah.
They're mostly a wall. So, yeah, I guess I would probably do that. I mean, that's,
I'm going to go down fighting.
That's Flame Manipulator and Wandering Doomed. You may want to...
we froze!
What the fuck? Okay, hold on. Why the fuck?
Because I'm playing it.
Okay, I guess we're doing that over again.
I guess we are.
Loading state didn't work either.
Oh, okay. What, did the dire gods of video game realize you were going to do that and we're ready for him this time?
Jeez, that's bizarre.
Yeah, I know. As a reminder,
is it even worth mentioning that this never happens when I'm playing alone? Or does that just go without saying?
Yeah, you'd be amazed how often from people that are around while I play video games, from tech support, from whatever else, I have people like, I've never encountered this before. Yeah, the video game gods are mad about me calling it a port. This is my punishment.
Alright, well, you can try this again.
Yay.
You're pretty much just hoping that you get lucky and he activates easy mode at this point and just doesn't play his ace cards.
Okay. Here we go again. All right. Yeah, got some of the ladies in tonight. Got us with a third eye. Graveyard in the hand. Hurricane. Kaminari Kozu. Weather control. Alright, so I feel like... I mean, I should be able to combine Hurricane and weather control to get something snappy. But I also recognize that that is not the logic that this game goes by.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kaminari Kozu is an electric type, so, you know, if I can get the other part of the electric... if I could just get that electric dragon! I'm just... This is like the opposite of Rocky IV, where you have Dolph Lundgren as the Russian bad guy, and he's looking at Sylvester Stallone, he's like, I must break you. And then they proceed to wail on each other, and it's this magnificent fight. Oh, no, this is me saying, I must break you, because I have no other choice. Meanwhile, the man with the golden eye is just looking at me like, give it your best shot, Yugi boy.
Okay, so I would say probably your best combo is it's not super strong, but your best opening hand would be Weather Control and Goddess with the Third Eye, which will give you Dark Witch for 1,800 attack.
I need more ladies in my deck. Alright, so cross with these two. Is there anything here that I should try to discard? I mean, it looks like everything here has the potential to be useful. I'm definitely not wanting to discard the Kaminari Kozu.
Yeah, hold on to the electric for the... Oh, God. I would probably, I guess, discard the Hurricane. So I would do Hurricane with Report and then Goddess with Third Eye.
Okay, that's not going to combine in some weird, twisted way.
It will not.
Okay.
Hurricane and Weather Report do not fuse.
Okay. Alright. Now, we've only had our online resources betray us in this fashion once before, so we can no longer claim this has never happened before, therefore it's unlikely to happen this time.
Yep.
Alright. Here we go.
Dark Witch.
Dark Witch, very nice. Sun or Neptune? I'm going with Sun.
Absolutely Sun. I just remembered Ikari Box's Moon. His strongest card in his deck is Moon.
Oh,
Yeah, that means with Guardian Star advantage, you are even with Ikari Box, and only 2 AIs in the entire game will ever attack with an even pointed monster for the suicide. Everyone else just puts it in defense mode and lets you destroy it.
Okay, things are looking up for our hero already.
Yeah, hit start. This might be the miracle you needed. Dark Witch might single-handedly win you this duel.
And so they fuse to create Dark Witch, which I place in attack mode. And so I end my turn.
That's what I love about this game, is that there's a tremendous amount of variables at play. You can pull off some bizarre wins that you, by all rights, should not, be able to pull off.
Okay. He's on defense, which is potentially a good sign.
Yeah, I think I know what that face down is. I'm pretty sure that's Illusionist Faceless Mage, which unfortunately has 2,200 defense points.
Yeah, I'm not in a position to attack that. But I do have Fiend's Hand and a Dark Plant. Oh, if I only had another lady in the mix, I could combine her with Dark Plant. Wouldn't that get me like the Goddess of Autumn Leaves, or whatever that's called?
Queen of Autumn Leaves, yes, it would.
Nice. I don't even remember how powerful that card is. I just remember loving that card.
1,800. It's pretty decent. However, if you do Dark Plant plus one of your zombies plus Mushroom Man, then you'll get King, the King of the Ghosts.
Oh. All right, Graveyard in the hand. Will that work?
Yep. Just make sure you add Mushroom Man on top.
Mushroom Man. Have you seen the Mushroom Man? Keeping Kaminari Kozu. Keeping Fiend's Hand.
You draw your dragon, then you can make a twin-headed Thunder Dragon using Fiend's Hand, then Dragon, then Electric. You'll make a zombie dragon and then add the Electric, and then you jump right up to twin-headed.
Alright, here we go. Wood Remains combines with Mushroom Man. Pumpkin, the King of Ghosts. Alright, it's either Jupiter or Neptune.
Venus. Does either of us have the advantage on Venus?
No, I need Saturn to get... Wait. Venus. Moon has advantage over Venus.
Okay. Well, if you manage to fuse together a 18 or higher moon, then you'll be able to get over its defense wall.
Okay. So, let's see now. Jupiter. Jupiter's weak to Mars. Neptune is weak to Pluto. Alright, I'm gonna go with Neptune on this one.
Oh.
Now, if I put this kid in defense position, am I inviting him to attack? At this stage?
Basically, yeah, but the only monster that he could get through King of the Ghosts with would be Bickery Box, and you've got the edge on Bickery Box, so that may not be the worst thing. I mean, Pumpkin doesn't. You'd lose Pumpkin in that scenario, but he would attack with Bickery Box if he could on Pumpkin anyway. So, if you want to put Pumpkin in defense, that's a fine play at this point.
Okay.
Just, for the love of God, keep Dark Witch in attack.
Oh, yeah. Now, I can't put Pumpkin in face-down position because he's a fusion, right?
Sorry, what?
I cannot put Pumpkin in face-down because he's a fusion.
Correct.
Okay. Neptune, and...
Gremlin says, no, Jupiter aligns with Mars. Thus peace shall rule the planet, and love will steer the stars. I don't know what he's referencing.
Oh, he's actually getting into astrology.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're using the star chart just through this game.
All right.
Okay, so if you want to find out if his face down is Illusionist Faceless Mage, like I think it probably is, then you can attack it with Dark Witch. Otherwise, you'd end your turn.
If I attack it with Dark Witch and he can withstand that attack, does that not destroy Dark Witch?
It does not destroy Dark Witch, but you do take blowback damage. If you fuck around, you will find out at the cost of 400 life point damage.
You know what? I do it. Hey, can you do a backup so we can watch this in 3D?
Oh gosh. Okay. Hold on. Don't press anything for a sec.
Not pressing anything.
Okay.
All my fingers are safely splayed out on the tiny little controller.
State saved.
State saved?
Yep.
Laughing Gremlin's like, you should know the lyrics to the Age of Aquarius. All I remember is the chorus.
What the hell's Age of Aquarius?
This is the dawning of the Age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius.
Square is for 3D battle. Press X, or cross.
Oh, well.
Anyway, it was, in fact, Illusionist Faceless Mage, so you took 400 points of life.
Well, you know, now we know.
Yep.
So, yeah, 2,200 defense. Only 1,200 offense. Alright, I end my turn.
Okay, he's doing a fusion.
Now he's doing a fusion.
Crimson Sun?
Okay,
Oh,
I think that's it for
fuck,
me.
yeah, there it is. If you
Everything was fine until he drew a card.
Yep.
Okay, so now I have Pop the Trick. Unknown Warrior of Fiend. Just Unknown Warrior of Fiend.
Yep.
Mechanical Spider, which I'm not a big fan of. Yeah, The Age of Aquarius is one of the songs from the musical Hair.
Oh.
Which, I mean, if you want to know about the 1960s through audiovisual media, if you watch Hair, Fritz the Cat, and the old HBO special on the trial of the Chicago 8, you've pretty much got it.
Okay. Well, you've got a few potential fusions, but none of them are terribly impressive.
Well, I'm going to go down fighting. What can I do?
You make Zombie Warrior for 1,200 attack using King's Hand and Unknown Warrior.
Okay.
That's not much.
What do I do to look at his cards? Is it one of the bumpers?
Triggers. Hold R2.
Trigger. Okay. Alright, so that one is weak to Neptune. The Crimson Sunburn.
Wait a minute.
Neptune.
Wait a minute. Weak to Neptune. You've got Pumpkin with Neptune right now, right?
Yes.
Switch him to attack, and Crimson Sunbird cannot destroy him.
Awesome.
You've got a shot. You will need to go through some stuff in your hand and hope that you draw that dragon to go back on the offensive.
Okay.
But if he switches Crimson Sunbird to defense, then Pumpkin can take it out.
Yeah, once again, I really need a moon card. Do any of the... Keep an eye out for any combinations that have a high level of attack and are also moon cards, if you would, please.
Right now, my recommendation would probably be Go ahead and use Mechanical Chaser.
Mechanical Spider.
I meant Spider. Mechanical Chaser is a much cooler card.
Okay.
Actually, scratch that. Go ahead and fuse Unknown Warrior with Fiend's Hand.
With Fiend's Hand. Okay.
Spider is slightly more useful for the Dragon Fusion because it results in a higher point between base Dragon and the Twin-Headed.
Okay, I see.
Which is useful to guarantee the Twin-Headed. I'm pretty sure Zombie Dragon is high enough attack, but I know that Metal Dragon is high enough attack, so...
I fused them, creating Zombie Warrior. Alright, and my brain is slippery and I already forgot.
He does have Moon, but nowhere near strong enough.
Okay, so I want this character... I want this one to be Moon?
Yeah.
Alright,
because of Illusionist Faceless Mage is the one you want to destroy with Moon because they have Venus, but that's not really going to matter strongly. He's just going to use Sunbird to take it out.
Okay, now...
Switch Pumpkin to attack.
Okay, that's a bumper.
Mm-hmm.
Now... Can I... Okay.
So that puts you on even keel. If you kept him in defense, technically he would have higher than Crimson Sunbird, but if you play too defensively, then he will suffer his wrath, so...
Okay, so...
There are no attacks that you can safely declare this turn.
Okay, so because he's on the offensive, he is now tied with Crimson Sunbird. Is that right?
Yes. If you attack Crimson Sunbird with him, then you would both be destroyed.
Which is tempting, actually, just because Crimson Sunbird is so frickin' powerful.
I would not recommend it at this stage because he could potentially just replace Crimson Sunbird with a different ace. You want to bully him and buy time with Pumpkin until you're in a position to whip out a better ace than Pumpkin.
And of course, Zombie Warrior being 1200, even though he's Moon, is not going to be enough to take out 2200.
Yeah.
So
Zombie Warrior should just be put. Call your turn here and hope for the best.
Alright. And so I end my turn, he said, with more bravado than he actually felt.
Why is my voice getting cut off? That's really bizarre. Maybe I'm being too quiet. I should probably project a bit more. Oh, hi, Meteor Dragon.
Okay, well, I didn't lose any health that time, so what do we got?
Hey, you can make your own Crimson Sunbird.
Oh, nice!
Fiend Reflection 2 plus Flame Manipulator, the 2 cards you just drew.
Brilliant! Okay.
Slap that down.
Hang on a minute. Okay, so that one is Mars. Mars is weak to Neptune. So Fiend Refraction and Flame Manipulator, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Result will probably have different Guardian Stars than the ingredients. Oh! Crap. The bird was not strong enough to shortcut to Crimson Sunbird, so you got the in-between. Sorry, I should have anticipated that.
Oh well. Alright. I'm going to select Mars.
Damn.
And
I should have double-checked the fusion.
that's alright, don't worry about it. Honestly, I'm going to put this bad boy in defense.
Probably you should. Pumpkin should probably destroy Crimson Sunbird.
Yeah, just...
Crimson Sunbird is now cowering defense. Which I did not expect. I'm glad that he did that.
Yes. Crimson Sunbird. Away with you.
Oh, you're going to do 3D. I'm going to save state. I saw your thumb move.
Okay. I was about to ask, but thank you.
Okay. For those of you just joining us, much of the time that we do 3D battles, the game freaking crashes, so we now save state whenever Coyote wants to do it.
Yeah. I don't know how common that is for anybody else, but it seems to be common for me.
It never happens with me when I...
Yeah, I should have guessed that. Ooga! Feel the power! This is Halloween, this is Halloween! Halloween, 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 Halloween!
Man, I had really...
Sorry to hear. Migraines suck.
Yep.
Aha! Is there anything else I could do? I don't think so.
Nope.
No. All right. Meteor Dragon is infinitely weaker, and I am happy for that fact.
End your turn.
Okay. He's Mars. So as long as I avoid like Jupiter. No wait. He's not Mars. He's Uranus. Uranus is weak to Saturn and strong over Pluto.
Definitely worry about Guardian Stars about 500% more often than I do. I mostly ignore it. But hey, I mean, it's the only thing giving you a fighting chance right now.
Yeah,
so.
I know, right? I end my turn. Oh, he drew another card.
Well, fuck.
Metal Dragon, and then Metal Dragon combined create...
Oh, that's not what I expected at all. But it's still bad news.
So, yeah, there went my burb.
Oh, nice.
And he went into defense. Hot damn.
Once again, same Guardian Star that's weak to Neptune again. So.
Okay. So, Illusionist, Faceless Magician.
Is now vulnerable, because they move to attack.
Mm-hmm. And Flame Cerebus.
Is also vulnerable whether it's attack or defense, because it's got a weak Guardian Star.
Nice.
King is really carrying with that Neptune Guardian Star. Dude, I would not have even thought about it. I just would have been like, yeah, default Guardian Star, whatever, who cares, and then I would have lost this duel. But your careful consideration of the Guardian Stars is actually paying off right now. It's the only reason you're still in the duel.
Okay, so... Yeah, I'm needing to go on the offense against the Flame Cerebrus. Even though taking this guy out isn't going to do any damage.
Well, my recommendation would actually be to prioritize the Illusionist Faceless Mage, because if that motherfucker goes back in defense, he's no longer destroyable to your Pumpkin. So you need to seize this opportunity, because whether Flame Cerberus is in attack or defense, he can still be blown away by Pumpkin.
And Venus is susceptible to Moon, which this is not. However, Pumpkin has more raw points.
Yep.
So that should be fine.
So my recommendation for playing...
I have Mask of Darkness.
I would probably continue prioritizing the second ingredient you're holding out for your dragon. Now that we have Pot the Trick, he's a better ingredient for that, so I would toss the Mechanical Spider and the other machine and the Fiend, just throw them all out and hope to draw the dragon next turn.
Okay. So... Alright, so basically...
They do not fuse with each other.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and have Mask of Darkness out there on the field when the time comes.
Mm-hmm.
And then just hope that I get the wherewithal for the, electric dragon. All right.
Sounds good. I'm going to briefly increase the sensitivity of the mic, because hilariously, you have not been dropped once, but it's dropped me a few times.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which, it's usually the complete opposite when we do this show. But I am so damn tired that I am mumbling half the time, and it is just not getting picked up as a result.
All right. Is the chat display keeping up to date, as far as you know?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Here we go. And I'm always a little paranoid whenever I'm playing this game or any game that I haven't played for a while, just because, literally all I have to do to lose this duel, even if I would otherwise have won, would be to push the wrong button by accident. So, alright. X, and then, cross, and then cross again. Alright.
Moon, if you like, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but... and I leave him in defense mode. And I attack
faceless mage must die.
Pump King, the king of ghosts. To your illusionist faceless mage.
Destroy it.
Okay, that's right. I have to cross on Pump King first.
Yeah. You highlight, select attacker, highlight, select target.
Okay, because I am on a roll.
Alright.
I love the 3D battles. They are so cool. Alright, are we ready for this?
Yep. Do it. Well, this is unrelated, but I've been playing a lot of Castlevania.
Huh?
Got this nice Game Boy shaped retro handheld and loaded it up with a bunch of definitely completely legitimately obtained ROMs. And so I've been playing a bunch of handheld titles like
This is Halloween!
You just got lightning bolted. And I recently finished Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance, which is...
Oh.
Yes.
It's a sexy title, man.
Yeah. And it's a GBA title, Game Boy Advance. It is also part of the Castlevania Advance collection on Steam, which is a really good deal for what you get, by the way. That's actually where I got my ROMs from, because if you know what you're doing, you can actually pull the ROMs out of the Advanced collection and then put them on other stuff.
And here I end my turn, right?
Yes. And I really enjoyed my time with Harmony of Dissonance, but, oh, fuck, really?
Yeah, he just draws something that's... Yeah, oh, yeah, this is fun. Okay, I'm having a good time.
Well, let's hope you draw that dragon. You're about halfway through your deck, so
yeah.
Reasonable odds. God damn it. Okay.
Okay, well, alright, I drew Hologra, Supporter in the Shadows, which I keep thinking this should be one of the ladies, but apparently it's not.
Supporter of the Shadows? Yeah, Supporter of the Shadows actually works.
Okay,
lady
cool.
fusions,
Yeah. And Korogashi, who is almost a Spoder, but not quite. It's like 6 legs.
I think Supporter in the Shadows works. What's the name of the spider again? Or the 6-legged spider?
Korogashi.
Korogashi. And Disc Magician. I remember just by the... Wait, one more to the left, please? It's actually Hologram.
Hologram.
He looks like Disc Magician. Maybe I'm just mixing them up in my head.
Man, I've got these LARPer cards.
Oh damn! It doesn't work the way I did. I really thought the Sport of the Shadows was a female, but no, that sucks. If they were a female, then we could make Mystical Sands and frickin' trounce the Practical.
Why is Supporter in the Shadows not female? I mean, look at the illustrations.
Yeah.
A cute elf that assists against enemies while remaining hidden from sight.
Okay, your only hope is to make Cyber Soldier and hope that Cyber Soldier has a Guardian Star that has the advantage on Practical and can act as a defensive wall to buy you another turn. That combo would be Hologra and Supporter in the Shadows. Practical is Uranus.
So I need Saturn.
Okay, Saturn. Oh, I would throw the bug out first with Supporter and then Hologram.
All right.
This bug doesn't fuse with jack shit.
All right, we're rolling these dice. Are we going for it?
Go for it.
We're going for it.
It's our best bet.
Here we go. Part of the cards. Part of the cards,
the good
baby.
news is you've barely taken life point damage. So the fact that you're starting to stall now when you've drawn through half of the deck, that's not bad. That's pretty good.
Okay, I have Moon and Mars available.
All right, well, it's dying. Unfortunately. Excuse me, yawning, jeez.
So, yeah, I'm not seeing an advantage star here.
Yeah, just place it down with whichever star, really. Defense to reduce the amount of incoming pain.
Yeah, it's not like he's going to hesitate if I'm in defense mode. Well, yeah, it was a thought.
And I think I covered this last time, but Pegasus is one of a handful of opponents that true to form with his Millennium Eye in the anime, if you place the card face down, he knows what it is.
He just knows. Yeah, which unfortunately makes complete sense, because he's a cheater in the anime, too.
Yep. Oh, crap.
And
Alright.
Here we go. Alright. Now the pain truly begins. There goes 2100. There goes 1900.
Okay, this is your last turn you're going to have to draw stuff.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
I have Dark Energy for what that gives me.
Not much in this case.
Fiend Sword.
That's nice.
And Swordsman from a Foreign.
Foreign land.
Okay, they completed the thought on that. I wasn't sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's got a
Fiend Sword. Swordsman from...
Bake the Hall, Candle of Her Brain. Alright, so if I can get, like, a relatively high-level combination that gives Neptune as an option, I think I can take out the Flame Cerberus and possibly hold the other two at bay.
Unfortunately, that's not good. Yeah.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah, the strongest combo you've got is Armored Zombie, which is Fiend Hand, plus... Oh, you don't actually have Fiend Hand anymore. Whoops.
Now, if any of the... I do have Dark Energy.
Oh,
so
that's right.
I can increase the power of fiends.
And other dark monsters, which many, many, many zombies are eaten. Heaven zombies. Fuck.
Well, I have Fiend Sword and I have Swordsman from a Foreign Land. If I combine these kids, can I get, like, a Swordsman who's also a Fiend?
No. The only fusion that you can make is Swordsman with a Foreign Land and Pot the Trick, which will yield Minomushi Warrior. And Minomushi Warrior is weaker than your Fiend Sword. It's only 1300 back.
Oh, for goodness sake.
So, I think this is game, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it seems to be. Let's see now. Fiend Sword. Let's see, what are you again? Fiend Sword, I can take Moon and
I'm going to go ahead and get started on planning out what enemies we're going to be farming for cards here.
Yeah, may as well. When in doubt, go down fighting. Okay, can I play Dark Energy and play a monster card in the same turn?
Yeah, if you apply them on top of each other.
Okay. So I would do Fiend Sword and then Dark Energy on top of Fiend Sword?
Yep. They're compatible, and it will power up. It'll bounce out.
Alright, well, here's hoping. Yes, they're compatible!
Hey, not bad.
Alright, 1900.
Moon or... Let's see, you're dealing with Mars and Uranus are the two guardian stars. Mars is the most deadly of the two.
Yeah. Mars is vulnerable to Neptune. Darn my slippery neurons. I'm trying to remember if one of his cards is Neptune.
No. He has no Neptune.
He has no Neptune.
He has 2 Uranus and 1 Mars.
Okay, he has 2 Uranus. And
Mars is the scariest one with 21.
1 Mars. If this kid had the option to have a Neptune, I could really turn this around. Because 1900 is really what I was hoping for, with an advantageous Guardian Star.
Yeah.
But that's not an option right now.
Alas.
So, you know what? I'm gonna go down swinging. He's gonna at least know I was here. I cannot take out his Flame Cerberus. I cannot keep him from killing me this turn, but I will destroy his crow goblin.
Mm-hmm.
All right, can you do one more save state for me? If I'm going down, I want to go down to style.
Okay. Zap.
Zap, and
State saved.
zap. Here we go.
Okay, so I've got 3 opponents that I'm...
Okay. Oh, that's so cool! Oh my god!
Yep. We need to farm on Bandit Keith.
Versus, well, he's basically
Seto.
a Tengu, it looks like. Yes! Oh! Right in the epiglottis!
Shit, what was the third one?
I don't know. Weren't you listening either?
Checking right now.
Ha! It's a moral victory.
Yeah, there's a few good ones from Weevil as well, so he's probably...
Alright.
Man, I am so tired of having to really work at talking correctly.
Alright, and I end
Yeah,
my turn.
Yep.
Yeah, if dude, if we need to close out a little early tonight, no one will blame you. Alright.
I hope we don't need to close out early.
Well,
I'll probably feel better when I'm using the controller to do some farming.
yeah, you can like, you know, draw your chi from the gaming experience.
Totally that works.
Meanwhile, I bravely face my fate. I mean, end my turn. I mean, face my fate. Oh, just to add insult to injury, huh? Yeah, okay, what do we got here? Another Flame Cerberus. No, he just drew that.
Yep.
He didn't even have to combine for it. He just drew it. And Toon Alligator.
Oh my
I have
gosh, you're still
100
alive?
life points left. Okay.
You can make Mystical Sands for 2100 attack.
OMG.
You're still in it, dude.
I'm still in it. Okay.
Okay, check the field. Flame Cerberus is what Guardian Star?
That's Mars.
So you need Neptune to beat that. But Mystical Sands will tie, so you don't actually need the Guardian Star in order to stay in the fight.
Okay, Mystical Sands. How do I make Mystical Sands?
Pot the Trick and the Princess there.
Okay. Does it have to be in any particular order?
No.
All right.
Do it.
Okay, Guardian Stars are Mercury, which is vulnerable to Venus. I don't remember him having any Venus in play. And Saturn, which is vulnerable to Jupiter. I don't remember him having any Jupiter in play.
I would go with Mercury since it beats Sun. A lot of scary monsters are Sun.
Alright, here we go. Mercury. Attack formation. And while I'm at it... Okay, I can't take out the Flame Cerberus. I can take out Toon Alligator, which will deal him more damage in the short run. Or I can take out Practical, which takes out one of his heavy damage dealers.
I would prioritize the heavy damage dealer myself.
Yeah, I mean, even though he's probably going to draw something less like 2400 next turn.
I don't think he would. I believe the highest monster he has is 2300 with Victory Box. That's,
Is that all?
Yeah, that's his ace. But recall, you've already destroyed Victory Box. I think he only has one copy.
Well, here's hoping. Alright, here's Practical going down. And I end my turn. I have 100 life points left. I am hanging on
Still in it.
by the
somehow.
nethermost atoms of my fingernails. I am hanging on.
No! Raigeki, are you kidding me?
Pegasus, you ignorant slut!
Yeah, he just hit you with a Raigeki for the win. What the fuck? Oh, okay, we are going to need to farm My Valentine. Unfortunately, we're going to need to farm her some for SA Tech, which is so much harder than SA POW. Mostly it's time consuming.
Okay, well...
But I will get around to that. For now, I'm going to farm SA POW. Although first we need to let Pegasus finish winning.
Oh, well, I guess if we have to. That's cross. And now he acts like a douchebag.
Yep.
And I will point out again...
I don't feel like reading that.
Cheater.
You did.
He's a cheater who cheats. Because, I mean, in canon, he not only knows whatever's face down, he can see what's in your hand, he can see what's in your deck, and he can see what's in his deck before he draws it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean... I don't normally use this kind of language particularly, but Pegasus is a smarmy little bitch. You were foolish to challenge me. Yeah, well, you've never challenged anybody in your life, so, you know, you may bite my buttocks at your leisure. Game over. Fortunately, I am a time god.
Okay, it is time to farm. I am at the controller now.
Take the controller. I'm not even. Just wow, that was. Oh.
Okay, so.
And you know, from a not a meta perspective, but from an in-game perspective, from a plot perspective, he did that on purpose. From an in-character perspective, he deliberately played the cards in that way, in that order, just so that I could have that momentary respite of I'm still in the game before just insultingly crushing me with his, oh yes, this destroys every card in the field. I could have played it at any time, but it was more fun this way, Yugi boy. And just, hate him so. I mean, okay. Kaiba is a dick. And, that one, that spirit that inhabits the Millennium Ring, also just an evil dick from him.
If you're reaching for a name, he cannot have one. He's just called the Thief of the Millennium Ring.
Oh, okay, the thief sucks. But, Pegasus is, like, the most offensive of all of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's just this snide little bully, and he has no skills, he has no talent.
Pegasus?
He has a magic item.
Well, he's more than just his magic item. He actually is very skilled.
At what? The game that he invented?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not a skill.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he didn't just build the game to give himself all of the best cards and declare himself the winner. He still plays within the confines of the game and wins at it. Just because you made the game doesn't mean that you have, like, such an unfair advantage that it completely invalidates your skill within the framework of the game.
Oh, so all of the cards that he uses, they're all in general circulation. in the storyline.
Oh, the cards that aren't in general circulation that he made just for himself, those are just flat out cheating, absolutely.
Yeah.
But
and the he doesn't actually use the Millennium Eye to supplement his playing ability with the fact that he has special cards made just for him that already are designed.
I forgot those used. That's Dark Witch. Shit. Oh well.
No,
Read the manga sometime.
I should.
That's pre 4Kids meddling, because in the manga the Millennium Eye actually works completely differently, and he does not actually cheat to that degree.
Yeah, I'm just going off of 4Kids and of course Abridged. Bless you, little Koribu, wherever you are.
Yeah, so right now I'm just dueling Kaiba over and over again. This is Seto, technically. This is the version of Seto from ancient Egypt times. I'm trying to get some of his better rewards for getting S-Pal or A-Pal against it. The two have the same drop pool, which is good. Struggle Guardian Star. Yeah, I pay so little attention to the Guardian Stars. Typically, when I'm dueling, it's either a neat little bonus or a little frustrating speed bump.
Yeah. Oh, their Guardian Star is more powerful than mine. Well, that's irritating. Here, face a stronger card. There you go.
I get you for the win. Didn't need to do that, but why not?
Yeah. It would be more satisfying if I was watching you do that to Pegasus, though.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I do need to...
That was only a B-POW? Damn, I forgot that using a magic card can hurt your POW rank.
Oh, suck.
So that duel was basically a waste. Damn it.
Oh, well. But, yeah, I do need to read the manga sometime. Actually, there's... sometime I want to read the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga, and then I want to read the really dark one that's more just about the Pharaoh and the weird games that he puts people through who have offended.
Oh, same manga. If you start from issue 1, then you're playing the dark, twisted battle manga that feels more like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure than what most people know to be Yu-Gi-Oh! And then if you just keep reading from there, it transitions seamlessly into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist, which is the story arc that was adapted for the Duel Monsters anime.
Okay, now that you say that, I'm envisioning Pegasus, like, juggling a cherry on his tongue, going... Yeah,
I should mention that thanks to me, Coyote has seen JoJo's parts 1 through 3. We're in 4 right now still. We haven't got back to it in a while, but eventually we will.
We got distracted by My Hero Academia, and I have no regrets. Good God, man. I mean, is this even the same deck? You are just
same deck.
Blazing with great combos.
I have played this game like 300 times, so
that might have something to do with it.
I've also played half a dozen custom-made ROM hacks from beginning to end. I just fucking love this game.
Remember, avoid the magic card.
Yeah, I can't use the magic card. Oh, I forgot. Also, using too many fusions can hurt SA power.
Oh. Well, I guess you could stop at 3.
Yep. I need to switch my strat from Izzy has the heart of the cards, Coyote has the pancreas of the cards.
Yarr, fear the pirates of the pancreas.
I love that Weird Al wrote a song about how great the pancreas is. Still S-Pal. Fuck yeah. I got Fire Eye. Fire Eye's not bad. Certainly worth swapping in a Pyro for one of the crappier types that we have. I believe we're trying to get rid of your machines right now. I mean, they are decent for fusions, but you don't like them. Oh, bug first.
Bugs. Get rid of the bugs.
Die bug. And did you want to swap a machine for a zombie, since those are also good for fusions?
You mean like bring in a zombie, bring out a machine?
Yes.
Yes, please.
I also got another plant, so you can make more things if you want to swap another.
Ooh, yeah, I love the
machine
pumpkin.
out.
Yeah. If we're out of bugs, then machines are definitely next on the list.
Yeah, we're out of bugs.
Cool. Get rid of machines.
All right, looking good.
Awesome.
We need to get some dragon drops. Dragon drop. Aha. From Seto soon, because we desperately need more dragons.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was fucking
look at
lucky.
that.
All right, so need.
Yeah.
I
mean, I'm watching you play, and I'm like, I think Laughing Billman nailed it. I have the pancreas of the cards.
Alright, I'm consulting my fusion chart real quick. I'm fairly confident, but I want to make sure that I'm right about this.
And while Izzy checks the charts, if you like what we're doing, please consider giving the video a like. It really helps the channel out. If you don't, feel free to go ahead and give it a thumbs down. My ego can take it. I don't need the validation.
Yeah.
But,
and if you do give it a dislike, let us know how we can improve.
Yes, please. You can only help us get better. So, yeah, you've been drawing some really good stuff. I mean, not that you knowing what the heck you're doing doesn't also feed into it. Yeah,
I'm waiting on the last ingredient here, so...
Cool. I have a little chart of the various star signs, and next time that we do this, I'm going to have some counters, and I'm going to use counters to represent what the star signs are for each of my opponent's cards that they have in play.
That's not a bad starting one, but actually I'm going to avoid doing fusions for now and just play supporter, because that's an okay opener.
Laughing Gremlin disapproves, says needs more cowbell.
Ah, dang. Alright, so he's got Ryukishin power. Gonna have to step up. That was really just me holding back. Here we go. And behold, the duel is won. Welcome, twin-headed Thunder Dragon. This guy is the meta.
Okay.
You can probably tell from 2800.
Yeah. I will note I went through almost my entire deck, and I was not able to get that.
Yep, you have one dragon. I was able to put together twin-headed in the first two hands.
Yeah.
Your deck likes me very much.
Yeah. Yeah, she really likes you. Alright, I'm Dark Witch! Yay! So, okay.
Oh, fuck.
Ah.
Goddamn Sakai.
That's not cool, man. Take that. So, Dark Witch being female.
Huh?
Even though she's a fusion, if you then fuse something else on top of her, then does it act as a female fusion?
Yeah, she works as a female for the purposes of female fusion. Absolutely.
Excellent.
So I could, for example, add a rock to her to make her into mystical sand.
Got him on the defense.
Which I now have the ability to do right now, but this is a better call. So.
Just Ushi Oni. I love it when you roughhouse.
Oh, it's just red. Oh well. So he lives another turn. Oh wait, nope, twin-headed. No. I forgot.
Twin-headed will still eat his karma.
Yeah, he's a fucking sledgehammer. All right, is that S-POW? It is.
It is awesome. S-POW. All right, what card?
Italian. I don't recognize that one by name. That is a reptile. Reptiles are garbage.
Well, I guess carry on then.
Yep.
Ride boldly, ride.
So the nice thing is, even when I don't get good drops, I am getting star chips. And if we do this long enough, eventually I will have enough star chips that we can trade for a card that would also bolster our deck.
Oh, excellent.
So no time is being wasted.
Fire Reaper, and what's the other one?
Wings of Wicked
Flame. Nice.
I believe that should be Pumpkin.
Flame Ghost.
Oh wait, no, it's gonna be Wintermanes. Oh no, it is Pumpkin. Cool.
Pumpkin. Very nice. Yeah, I need to write up some crib notes for myself so I'm not constantly leaning on you, just like, what does it do? Loving that Dark Witch.
Yep, she's made a lot of appearances during this. She's a decently consistent. We need more females, we need more rocks. Once we've got a few more dragons, that you've got the dragon combos to fall back on from Seto, my Valentine is next, because she has, as you can expect, a lot of things.
Nice. That's an interesting name for that visual of a card. Looked like a jester.
Yeah. Well, I was right. Once I got to actually playing the game, I am in my element. I am comfy as hell.
That is awesome.
So I am just chilling out.
Yeah, video games are to you and your balance what tabletop RPGs are for me.
Absolutely. This is zen as hell. I feel really.
Yeah. See, I keep wanting to.
Oh, you know what we ought to bring back while I'm plugging away at farming here?
What?
Remember back when we would have downtime in the early days of streaming that would last like 20 or 30 minutes while I was trying to fix some elaborate technical issue, and we would have Coyote story time for a while? Well, this seems like a decent time for some Coyote story time.
Oh. What story shall I tell? What story shall I tell?
We've heard a few of the comic stories because those were appropriate for the Saints Row streams.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But that was also a while ago. I don't know if anybody checks out the Saints Row videos.
I don't know. Those ones were before we had a few different rebrandings. So I'm not certain.
So, I don't know.
We need to ditch the fiends. They fuse for almost nothing. That should be the next type we target if we get rid of our machines as fiends. Let's see. I guess I can make Skullbird, I think.
Skullbird sounds interesting. No?
Darn.
That's okay. 1100 is still good for the starting lineup for this.
Seto's got some decent cards at the teens, though, so... Oh, damn, that's legit. That's
a genie.
Yeah, that's more... Excuse me, that's more than decent.
That's 1800. Holy crap.
Yeah.
So... I was out walking late at night for a variety of reasons. I love going for long walks. This was before I lost my health, and it's a situation that I'm working on regaining. And so I was out walking merrily. It was in the height of summer, and so I was out there. I had...
It's not gonna BS, pal.
I categorically forgive you. And so I was wearing a pair of, I guess they were kind of jeans, but they had a cockatrice embroidered on them. And other than that, I had no shirt, no shoes. I was just out looking around, enjoying the moonlight. Now, most people don't get pulled over by the cops while they're on foot walking around in their own neighborhood, regardless of what time it may be. I, however, do. So, put this also under the category of, wow, I've never heard of that before. No, trust me. So, I'm out just enjoying the moonlight. It was a beautiful night. The sky was filled with stars. And the air was filled with, all those scents that gather during the summer when the green is really in force, and the grass the trees, woo, the constabulary. Suddenly, the sky and the air were filled with red and blue.
Yeah, just another mystical scenes. Oh.
Or you could get a Fire Knight. So, out comes the police officer, and I can usually tell how pleasant or unpleasant the encounter is going to be by how young the cop is and how short their hair is trimmed. If they're really young and their hair is still too short, then I'm dealing with a rookie who doesn't know what he's doing and wants to prove himself by getting that big bust early on. And, you know, I basically just brace myself for the pain. But, no, youngish fellow, but his hair had time to grow out a little bit from his basic training. So I'm like, okay. Well, this won't be too horribly bad then. So he's like, hey, buddy, what's going on? I'm like, thinking to myself, buddy? I had no idea we were so close. But I was like, oh, not bad, friend. Hope you're having an uneventful evening. He's like, sure, can I see some ID? Well, I wasn't anticipating getting pulled over walking in my own neighborhood, so I don't have my ID with me.
Also, just for the record, if this ever happens to you, you are under no obligation to produce identification while on the street if a cop demands it. They will tell you are. You are not.
Yeah.
They will lie.
Yeah, but there's a certain leeway in which cops get to kind of make up the law as they go.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a gray area. So, you know, there was
on Seto, give us something good.
There was the one cop who came out straight away, and then the other cop was kind of shadowing, and I'm like, oh, okay, you're still shadow training a little bit. That's cool. So he was like, well, you realize that it's against the law for you to leave your home without valid state ID. And I was like, yeah, I do miss the Cold War, don't you? What? And so we had a brief discussion on the nature of the Cold War and how during that time period, ironically, there were certain civil liberties that were protected in the United States just because nobody in the United States in authority wanted to sound like they were imitating anything the USSR was doing. Mm-hmm. And that includes citizenship papers.
Papers, please.
And so they looked a little puzzled at this and said, well, do you know why I stopped you? I was like, actually, no, I have no idea why you stopped me. And they were like, well, you seemed kind of disoriented. And I wouldn't have felt that I was doing my job if I had not stopped you and made sure that you were okay. And I was like, no, I'm not disoriented. I'm just not completely absorbed in a cell phone while I'm walking. I'm actually enjoying my environment. I was like, yeah, you did seem like you were looking around a lot, he said, as though that were a suspicious trait. And I was like, did I mention I missed the Cold War?
Yeah.
I missed the Cold War. So, when you don't have your ID with you, and the cop does not feel like acting like an absolute ass, and neither of these cops felt like acting like absolute asses, once they ask, they can't ignore the fact that you don't have it. It's part of the encounter. It's part of the write-up.
Uh-huh.
So he was like, okay, I will need another way to look you up in the system in order to keep this in a chill perspective. So fortunately, like many people, I have my social security number memorized.
There you go. I
had to give him my social security number so that he could call it in. Both of the cops being like, yeah, I've never had to do this before. And they're like, yeah, I'm walking my life. And then they had to talk to dispatch. Dispatch had to talk to somebody else to have this being looked up. And we stood there hanging out while the system reluctantly, slowly chugged forwards, because apparently there were any number of people involved with this who were like,
Dragon!
awesome, dragon!
Got a dragon.
Who were like, I don't know, is that a thing we do? But again, nobody in this situation was like, okay, yeah, don't arrest somebody just because he doesn't have his ID with him. That's kind of a dick thing to do. And so we hung out, we talked a little bit of history and a little bit of philosophy. And the trainee and I kind of circled each other a little bit. Because, as I pointed out, I'm not trying to offend anyone, but you guys are men with guns. And they're like, well, we're police officers. I was like, yes, which means you are both armed and dangerous because you have a license to shoot people. And I happen to be a people.
Yes.
So I'm uncomfortable having one of you behind me. Part of their training, of course, is when you are dealing with the citizenry, remember always that it is your job to keep them in their place, and whenever you can, surround them. Now, this is not how it's presented in training. I imagine it's probably like most of the training films that I've seen, put in terms of, for God's sake, stay alive! Don't be the person who, let somebody have an inch and then they kill you. Here's some more body cam footage of cops who were killed, just to drill it in. So I don't blame them for being a little tense. At the same time, I'm like, yeah, I don't, y'all are armed. So please do not be offended if I continue kind of cycling so that I can see both of you. And they're like, well, that's fine. Please don't be offended as I continue to follow through on my training. I'm like, that's fine. So, yeah, we actually had this kind of gentle armistice understanding while we waited. And nobody stood still. And we're all kind of like slow motion square dancing at the side of the road with the red and blue lights still going while we're talking history and politics and philosophy. And, this was some years ago, so marijuana was not yet legal in basically any of the states. And so they're like, have you been smoking anything? No. Would you consent to a drug test? No. Well, if you haven't been, why not? Well, I value my privacy. Well, but why would you value it if you have nothing to hide? I just happen to like my privacy. That's all the reason I need. Like, okay, that's fair enough. And there was a little bit of gentle pushing here and there in the subject, but nothing really rough. Nothing that was offensive. It was just, okay, it's my job to try to take advantage of you. I have to bully you a little bit. And I'm like, yeah, well, you still suck, but you're trying to suck less, and I appreciate that.
It's like it kind of have to.
Well, anytime that somebody starts out a conversation, hey, what's up, buddy? Hey, what's going on, honey? That type of forced artificial intimacy is a form of verbal bullying.
Yep.
So, be aware of that. Don't let it get to. And it's part of their training.
And griggle.
So eventually, it was like 20 minutes later. And, they're like, okay, do I have your permission to search? I'm like, no, I categorically do not give you permission. I'm not going to fight you over it. I won't resist, but you categorically do not have permission to search my person or my property.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, okay, well, can I have your address? Like, yeah, that I'm willing to give you. You're trying to minimize the jackass quotient, so I'm willing to meet you. Okay, I can't call it halfway.
Yeah.
You're still being a bit of an ass, but I can meet you partway because I don't want you to feel that this behavior is being punished somehow. And so we talked about the drug laws and the history of the drug laws, and then we ended up talking about the trial of the Chicago 8 and Abby Hoffman and Jerry Rubin, and we talked a little bit about the social impact of Bobby Seale and the Black Panther Party, the original one, not the current. and their relationship to the unjust imprisonment of the Chicago 8 and the subsequent formation of them underground. And I recommended a couple of books to him, and towards the end of it, finally, headquarters got back. They're like, okay, yeah, this is his name, and
you jerk.
Oh,
Gaia the Fierce Knight. I think that's the strongest card he has.
And of course, they were very curious about the fact that I was out at night so late, and I explained, sunlight hurts. Why I was wearing sunglasses at night, and I didn't want the light shined in my face, and I explained, I have a form of chronic photophobia, that's why. Well, would you be willing to do this whole encounter without the sunglasses? No, I need them for medical reasons. Well, do you have do you have the doctor's note with you? No, and I frankly, with respect, I don't feel that I should need it. It's like, okay, well, that's fair, but we have to ask. And by the time it's done, the encounter was over. But we went ahead and just continued our little square dance, continued talking for a little while longer, just because the conversation had become really interesting for everyone concerned. And finally, they're like, "Okay, we're gonna have to go and do our jobs."
Darn it!
As we mentioned about 10 minutes ago, you were free to go then. Obviously, you're still free to go now, but you take care. And I was like, all right, hope you gentlemen have an uneventful evening. I trust that you are satisfied that I am not, intoxicated or under the influence as you were originally concerned. And the older cop, in his very best Joe Friday voice,
oh my gosh,
he's like, no, Coyote, you're not intoxicated. You're a hippie. And then they got in the car and they drove off. And I'm there standing on the side of the road laughing, which that was the first time in my life I had ever actually been called a hippie. But I was like, I'm not usually into labels, man, because I feel like they kind of tend to break down a little bit your ability to understand the actual identity of the person in question. But at the same time, especially having said that now, I don't think I'm gonna argue with it.
Yeah. Alright, I might not get an S POW, but I think I can still get an A POW, which would be the same drop hit still.
Yeah, that would be good.
So, thus far, the results of the last, 40 minutes, I think, of grinding? I'm not sure exactly how much.
I don't know.
Has been one dragon, as well as trickle feeding in a few more plants and a few more pyros. Basically just more of the staple stuff that you actually use in your fusions and less of the stuff that ends up getting tossed.
Oh, very nice.
So your deck should be a bit more consistent now, but not a huge jump in power, except we did get one extra dragon, and just having two dragons can be kind of nice. But that was decent. I'm going to go ahead and call the Seto farming at 10 and move on to mine now, so that we're not here all night.
Okay. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
You still got time.
I guess it's been about 40 minutes or so.
Something like that.
Something like that.
83 star chips. Okie doke. Just checking
Nice.
how much you got. We can use that probably to grab a couple of really weak cards that are just in the types that you need for your fusions.
Yeah. And always remember, save frequently.
Yep.
I may not be playing, but I'm still dangerously close to the computer.
Yeah. You may notice that while I've been playing, we've had 0 crashes.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, every now and then I will, make the comment, as Saints Row 2 taught us nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, when I got COVID-19 and it basically crashed out my health, up until that point we had been doing edited videos of our adventures while Izzy the Fool here tried to teach me how to play video games. And they're still part of the channel. I still enjoy going back and watching them from time to time. They're a lot of fun.
The old Coyote Learns.
Back in the day.
I've been meaning to give them better thumbnails, because that was back when I didn't even have Photoshop at the time. I don't remember what I was using, but it was not great.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't quite his paint, but it was dangerous. It wasn't good. It wasn't easy. You had to finagle your way around so many limitations of the software. Those were both simpler and darker times. But, once we got to the point that I had so little energy, it was like, okay, well, regularly or even, irregularly doing the editing and the voices and everything for the Coyote Learns, it wasn't practical anymore. So I was like, okay, well, until we figure out something else, I am determined to keep making content. So I started playing my favorite video games of all time, Saints Row 2. So, Coyote Streams actually started out as Saints Row Sunday.
Yep.
And again, all of those are still on the channel, and yep. I go back and see some of them from time to time. A lot of the footage from the pre-game that we have currently is from that.
Yeah, those are some pretty solid VODs. Even now, even with the somewhat dodgy recording quality, we were streaming off of kind of a shitty laptop at the time. We now have a proper God-fearing streaming PC, which kicks all kinds of ass, and yet we're still playing old games too because they're fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, we had like a borrowed mic, I think, and
all right, you know what?
Or were we
using? It's gonna cost me the power rank.
What the heck? Or were we using the one that was part of the laptop? I don't remember.
Okay.
Have we borrowed the mic yet?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it was just using the internal mic.
Yeah, the onboard mic.
Yeah,
that we started with. So
and
it does not sound good.
And this ancient, out of date laptop held together with nothing but Scotch tape, super glue, and love.
And, hopes and dreams.
And so, yeah, I played through Saints Row 2 with Gentlemen of the Row,
which at the time was the closest thing to a real stability patch for Saints Row. There's better options now, but Gentlemen of the Row is the best we had, and for what it is, it's still fantastic. Oh shit, I fucked that up. Oh no, this will still work, it's just pointless.
Yeah, bless you, Idle Ninja, wherever you are now. But eventually we reached the point of, okay, technically there's DLC content for the game, but
patch. I'll have to check.
Yeah, I definitely do not know. But this is as far as we could go with this setup. So from there, the question was, okay, well, where do we go from here? And then, of course, once circumstances allowed, we also wanted to do more of, the two of us kind of bouncing off of each other. But as time has gone on, we've been able to very, very slowly improve the microphone, the computer, the software we're using, all of that stuff. And honestly, a lot of it is because of you guys. The channel could not exist in the way that it is without you guys.
Yeah.
So, when I say things like, this channel could not be what it is without our supporters, without our gentle viewers and listeners, when I talk about our patrons on Patreon, and I say, especially with with my personal savior, Laughing Gremlin. This channel could not be what it is without your support. I am not being hyperbolic, by the way. But yeah, it's been a grand ride, and I'm sure I had a point that I was making at some point.
I don't have any idea.
Well,
I'm falling asleep. The game is keeping me awake for the time being, but I am so tired and in so much pain. I have yet to S-PAL my. It's irritating. Your deck can do it, but it's a matter of drawing the right stuff, the right amount of draws.
yeah.
I am falling off the mic again. I need to project more. But I'm tired, so I'm starting to go freaking mumblecore over here. Mountain. Holy shit. That's a C rank? God damn. Alright, so Mountain is a field spell that boosts the powers of winged beasts and dragons.
Oh.
So that might be a good idea to have.
Oh, hell yeah. That sounds amazing.
Honestly, at this point, it's more applicable than Yami, so I may just swap them out.
Yeah, what does Yami do again?
Boost the power of fiends and spellcasters.
Spellcasters is all well and good, but I'm getting rid of the fiends, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, Dark Energy also, I mean, that's an equipable for fiends and monsters of the dark.
Yeah.
So, go ahead and consider that on the chopping block as well, I think.
Definitely. Oh, we still have one more machine that needs to get gods in.
Oh, gotta get rid of that machine.
But,
But yeah, when I was playing Saints Row, that's when I told a fair number of my police encounter stories. I am something of a cop magnet.
oh,
So-
that's
that's neat.
That's Dismagician. Okay. Not very strong, but kind of cool. She's gonna destroy it, though.
So I've had more than
What's the
my
name?
fair
I do
share
need to check that.
of police encounters, but I try to only talk about the ones that are,
Fun.
amusing. Yeah. The ones that are fun to recount. I don't want to just get on the internet while everybody's looking for uplifting content and having a good time, then just start to bitch.
Yeah.
It's just like, no.
Does that work? I don't even remember.
Let's find out.
This was a kind of a bad hand.
Oh, well.
Oh, crap. Yeah.
Yep. And let the punishment begin. Now Maya has the D. Well, you're gonna sacrifice that S rank?
This just suck. The S rank is probably already off the table, quite frankly, so... Oh my gosh.
You could cast that magic and just obliterate her monster.
I could, yeah. Hold on, what guardian star? That's Uranus. What's Uranus weak to?
Oh, Uranus is weak to Saturn.
Saturn. Damn it.
The one with the...
Yeah, I don't have Saturn on this. Damn it.
All right, Geki, eat that.
See what she's got.
Show me what you got.
That's Saturn. Oh, it's Harpy Lady Sisters. That is
Nice.
unfortunate. Alright, Harpy Lady Sisters and Saturn. What is Saturn weak to?
Okay, Saturn is weak to Jupiter, the one that looks like the number 4. Yeah, you do.
Like with Mushroom Man. It's not useful. Wait, maybe I can make Bean Soldier. Bean Soldier might.
Bean Soldier might.
Wait, I'm so dumb. I had Flame Manipulator. Could make Flame Swordsman. Flame Swordsman might not. So, I'm playing like crap now. No! My dual power, it's slipping! slipping through my fingers.
Part of the cards! Part of the cards! Yeah, there you go.
Got B-Dragon Jungle King.
Whoosh.
Hey, look, Jupiter.
Jupiter, take it.
Smack. I can still win this, but yeah, S/A POW is out the frickin' window at this point.
I'm going to suggest after this duel we go ahead and call it an evening.
I am struggling to stay conscious, so that is probably for the best. Even though I really want to do more for your deck, I will actually get to it off stream, damn it.
Oh, thinking of Saints Row. At some point in time, there's been some talk, battle back and forth, because Saints Row 2 I absolutely love. Saints Row 1 is ... fine, but...
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, it's not as... It's not as sandbox a game as Saints Row 2.
It feels a lot like the early prototype of Saints Row 2 in a lot of ways.
In a lot of ways, it kind of is. And a lot of folks, frankly, myself included, don't really feel it necessary to know even about Saints Row 1 in order to enjoy Saints Row 2.
Mm-hmm.
I looked into it later on because I was curious, and it has some great lore and everything that Saints Row 2 does refer back to. But Saints Row 1 was only on, I think, one platform.
Yeah, it never came over to PS3, for example, which is, as it happens, where we played Saints Row 2, because, well, if you can't tell from the fact that we're playing a PlayStation 1 Classic right now, our house typically has PlayStations in it.
Yeah.
So.
But Saints Row 3rd is a game that I seriously dislike. Now, there's a lot of details about the game that visually I still don't know, because I played it back when I was playing this on this ancient tube TV. And I mean, yeah, it's ancient because it's a tube TV. No, I mean, at the time, it was already ancient.
Completely. It had so many issues.
So there is a lot of visual detail that I just missed out on completely. There's some plot stuff. But for me, I really dislike Saints Row 3rd. At the same time, there are a lot of people, including Izzy the Fool, who really enjoy Saints Row 3rd.
Yeah, I like Saints Row the 3rd for the farce that it is. I mean, it's largely a spoof game in a lot of ways. It's kind of a spoof off of the open world gangster gangster crime game that Saints Row 2 was. Saints Row 2 in a lot of ways was a slightly sillier GTA. And GTA is already silly, don't get me wrong. But Saints Row 2 was like a slightly sillier GTA in a lot of ways.
Well, I feel that the two of them, I mean, yeah, they had their similarities in the ways that, like, a Souls-like will have a similarity to another Souls-like. But I feel that they're very different games.
Oh, yeah, I don't mean to imply that Saints Row 2 is derivative. I just mean to imply that it belongs much more to the same family as GTA than Saints Row the 3rd, which is more of a spoof of the kind of world that GTA occupies.
Yeah, Saints Row 2 was very over the top in a lot of ways, but I always felt that it balanced the silly, over the top, juvenile humor and the actual pathos and the action, all three of these very, very well. But my biggest problem with Saints Row 3rd, from what I remember of it, was the writing and the way the story was put together. So maybe sometime soon, let us know what you would like. But sometime you're going to see on the Nite Owl stream, you'll see Coyote de la Mancha and Izzy the Fool taking on Saints Row 3rd, and we'll be talking about what we do and do not like about it as we go.
Yeah, we'll be co-oping that. I do have critiques for Saints Row the Third, for the record. I don't love all of it. I do love quite a bit of it, but I've got issues, and most of it comes to just the era of humor that it was born from. A lot of the jokes, I think, have aged really poorly, but I really love very much of the game. I would say probably 75% of the game.
Yeah, and I adore Saints Row 2, but there is still some constructive criticism that I would lob its way as well.
Laughing Gremlin asks, and you'll play the new Saints Row all the way through?
You watch your language, young man. I will not have that kind of phraseology in this house. Means no.
Yeah, I remember when we had the one-off April Fool's stream.
Oh god.
For the new Saints Row, and it was a freaking
that was just I would call it a dumpster fire only because I don't like to swear.
Yeah, I actually played a little bit of the of the new Saints Row by pirating it when it came out, and I mean, not, pirating it isn't pirating it. I just mean that I wore an eye patch when I bought it legitimately. Obviously. I don't know what else you could possibly be implying.
I think this is obvious. People already knew that.
But I did determine that it was not worth spending money on from playing it for about 40 minutes, so...
Yeah, obviously. So, yeah, if that's something that interests people, it is something that we would like to do.
Saints Row the Third, yes.
But the more interest that is shown... probably the sooner we'll put it on docket. So let us know what you would like.
Undertale got bumped up the list due to fan demand, and we're having a blast with that. Whenever we're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now, that's basically a week when we couldn't get Cryptid Rhea on the horn for Undertale.
Due to, real-life
obligations, yeah. But, so, probably next week will be Undertale. Maybe next week will be Yu-Gi-Oh! Either way, we'll see you guys next time regardless.
Yes, but... before we go, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of our patrons, present and future, with special thanks to Cryptid Rhea and Guinevere, and most of all, special thanks, extra special thanks, to my personal savior, Laughing Gremlin.
Ta-da!
This channel could not be what it is without your support. Thank you. And if you would like to support what we do, please, 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 consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/Coyote de la Mancha. It starts as low as $1 a month, and believe me, every little bit helps. And when you do, please let me know via email or patron message if there's a particular color in which you would like to have your name displayed. Alternatively, you can give a one-time gift at ko-fi.com/Coyote de la Mancha. And finally, a huge thank you to all of you who are circulating the links. The signal boost really helps. So, until next time, don't be a filthy cheater. Looking at you, Pegasus. Pegasus. Honestly, I think that's about it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I think that's my message.
And when you have migraines, seek sleep. That's good advice.
Yes, that is very good advice. And so... we will see you, gentle viewers and listeners, sometime again.
I've just had a letter to say I'm engaged to appear in the pantomime. The part I've to play is the principal boy, so I'm in for a beautiful time. The panto's Dick Whittington, I'm Dirty Dick, the fellow who once rode to York. The manager says I must get a good song, about which the public will talk. I've commissioned some authors to write me a song, a very fine chorus they've sent me along. She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are seashells, I'm sure. For if she sells seashells on the seashore, then I'm sure she sells seashore shells. authors both say it will go very big, but I fear I am all that will go. I've suffered from lockjaw and stickjaw as well in trying this chorus to sing. It's making me lisp, but I say to myself, the song's sure to go with a swing. I'm dreaming of seashells when I am in bed. I only wish